Welcome, everyone. Great to have you all. Thank you so much for joining in. This is Yukti Kishore, your breath coach, and super excited I am as I welcome you here on our every month health talks with experts. And this is a platform we started in June 2020. So now this month we are celebrating the 6 years of health talks with experts, where every month on month, we have been bringing experts from wellness industry, health and wellness experts addressing various areas of the life related to health, career, relationship, money, and so far a lot of coaches, healers, doctors, pulmonologists, sojok therapists, and people from various backgrounds have come and they have shared their knowledge and wisdom. And I'm super grateful and truly happy to introduce today's Health Talks with Experts panelists. And I want to share something very interesting about her. I still remember our first meeting with her, and I was hugely impressed by just watching her, the confidence she carries and the way she carries, and how deep she is in her conversation that has really brought in our friendship a lot of meaning and a lot of depth. And I am truly grateful to have such friends, such beautiful friends in my life, and I'm super happy to introduce her. Let me bring here on screen our very own, very wonderful and very energetic Madhulika Rao T. She is a relationship and career transformation coach. What she brings is the best of two worlds, I would say. The experience, corporate world. She has been into corporate industry for more than 22 years, dedicating her career, and also into the psychology, psychotherapy, and executive coaching. Today, she is a psychology backed executive relationship and career coach, psychotherapist and REBT practitioner who helps ambitious professionals develop emotional mastery, build healthier relationships, and navigate career transitions with confidence. Her mission is to help people understand the pattern that shape how they lead, love, and live. So they can create lasting change without losing themselves in the process. And I would certainly like you all to please welcome Madhu with a huge round of applause, and you can share your love by in chat box by messaging welcome with a lot of hearts. Come on, everyone. Thank you. Let me bring her on screen. Yeah, she's already here. Welcome, dear Madhu. I'm super happy to have you as a panelist. Today is a very special day for me because it's been 6 years continuously without fail every month. By the grace of universe, I would say that I've been so blessed that I have been having people like you. And today it's an honor and privilege, and it's a memorable day to have you as we are celebrating 6 years of health talks with experts. Now more than I think 80 plus people might have come here, and you are the one on sixth anniversary. Super grateful to you. And the topic you have chosen is, that you are gonna share with us is any which way is very interesting. I'm very curious how this whole health talks gonna flow. So yeah, you can go ahead. Now I will keep my mouth shut, and this whole forum is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. Good evening, everyone. Before I begin, I want to thank our host. The work that she does through her breath work, EFT, and the way she creates spaces for people to, I feel, reconnect them with themselves is something that is really deeply needed today, I feel. And what you give to your community is such a beautiful gift, Yukti, that I'm sure that everybody um, has become version 2026 of themselves by the time they kind of start implementing everything that you teach. And I know that this is the work that you do, but I I'm fortunate to call you a dear friend and someone I really admire. And I'm kind of, very, very touched by this invitation. And sixth anniversary, wow. Kudos to you and kudos to, everybody who has been part of this whole process. Excellent. I'm so, so glad to be here. So, yeah, let's get
Thank you.
started.
Yes, yes, sure.
So, I would like to begin with a small exercise. Everybody, on a scale of 1 to 10, um, I want you to type in the chat, how connected do you feel to your partner today? If you are single, you can skip this question. We'll come back to, this later. But on a scale of 1 to 10, if you have a partner, if you're married, if you are looking forward to a relationship, how connected do you feel to your partner? 10 means you feel deeply connected. 1 means there is a lot of room for your relationship to grow. Okay. Let's look at 10, 8. Excellent. I'm so happy with the numbers. Yeah. Don't have to overthink. Just tell the number that comes to your mind. And we will come back to this score that you're giving your relationship towards the end of our conversation again. Okay. Let me read some of the responses. 6, 5, 3, 8, 10. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Another question. One more question. Okay. And then I'll go deeper into what I have to share with you today. What is one word that describes your relationship today? And people who are not in a relationship, you could think about one word that describes your relationship that you see yourself in the future. Everybody is free to type. There is no restriction. You could describe it as loving, caring, logistical, sour, argumentative, anything, any word. Respectful, mature, love, caring and mature, helpful. Okay, lovely responses. Loving companionship, compromise. Yeah. Yeah. And let me just ask you one more question before we deep dive. I know I said this was the last question, but I tricked you. I have one more question before we get into the thing. It's a yes and no answer. You don't have to think beyond that. How many of you feel you are the same person you were 10 years ago? Yes, if you think that you are not the same person. No, if you think you are a different person. Yeah. Right? I really hope not. That I am not expecting any yeses here in this one, because some of us have become parents, some became empty nesters, some retired, some are looking for promotion, moved cities, some lost parents, some faced health challenges, and some of us discovered new interests and new ways of developing ourselves, right? Life has a beautiful way of changing us, whether we ask for it or not. Sometimes we ask for things deliberately, and sometimes it just happens to us, and we have to, evolve to keep up with whatever life has thrown us at us, right? Now, say yes in the chat if you agree that you have changed as a person in the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I see a couple of yeses. Thank you. Okay. Now, would you agree with me that your partner has also changed over the years? Is that a yes? Yeah. Changed as a person, changed as, as a identity. Like when you get married newly, you are, husband and wife, then you become parents, then you become, grandparents for some of us. You become your careers, you kind of take on the identity of your careers or the business that you do, anything like that, right? Yeah, a lot of yeses here. So now here's what fascinates me, right? And I want you to think of it, be very curious as I share this with you. If both of you have changed over the years, do we keep updating our understanding of each other also? Or do we continue relating to the same person we married 20 or 30 years ago? What do you think we do? You don't have to answer in the chat, just keep the curiosity on, right? It's a very important question to ask ourselves, that are we sitting with the version of the person that you are in relationship the day you met, or the day you kind of, tied the knot? Are you doing that? Right? So one of the biggest assumptions we make in long-term relationships is that because you have known someone for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we know them so well, right? Do we all think that हाँ मुझे तो मालूम है तुमको क्या चाहिए या तुमको क्या पसंद है? Would you agree with me that we all kind of say कि हाँ मुझे तो मालूम है कि मेरे हस्बैंड को चाय कैसी पसंद है, या हस्बैंड विल से मेरे वाइफ को किस तरह का कपड़ा पसंद है, कौन सा स्टोर पसंद है, right? But you know what we are talking about? We are talking about all these things that we know about the person. They are their likings. And a lot of times they are something that we have gathered as data over the years, and they make their preferences. But knowing somebody's history of preferences and understanding them are not the same thing, right? I may know that what time my husband wakes up, what he likes to eat, which show he watches. That is history. But do I really know what he is afraid of today? Or what is something that excites him today? What is he thinking about parenting our teenage daughter? Right? These are the questions that I need to answer. And these are the things that would keep my relationship going, right? And why I'm sharing this with you, these are my own life examples. I am somebody who has been married for 23 years now, and that allows me, along with all my psychology training that Yukti shared as my introduction, that gives me a lived experience that has brought me to this space to be able to talk about this topic today, right? 23 years of marriage is not an easy task, right? And why am I calling it a task? Because any relationship, anything that you want to grow in life requires work. पीछे आपको पौधे दिख रहे हैं ना? Those also require work, right? If plants require work, if your notebooks, if you don't write on them, do they have any use? No, right? That requires work. Anything that you hang, if you have a beautiful picture on your wall, I do have, so that's why I'm looking up. You can look at anything. If you have a car and you don't drive, if you own a beautiful dress and you don't wear, anything which you have and you don't work on using it or making it grow, it's of no use, right? So this is what we are going to talk about. I'm sure it's like maybe getting a little too much right now, but we are going to talk about what our spouses and we become and how does that process work, right? That's what we are going to go further into. Okay, think about your own relationship, right? When was the last time your partner genuinely surprised you? It was not your birthday, not your anything where you expect things to be done, but by sharing, uh, maybe you were in the kitchen doing something and he just comes and stands next to you and has a conversation. I'm giving my own examples, you can think of your own. Or just holds your hand when you are going to walk away and say, okay, I want to tell you something. Or like something that my husband does for me. So usually when he leaves for work in the afternoon, that's my afternoon nap time, because I get up in the morning and I stay up late. So my afternoon nap is when I kind of catch up my sleep. So he will give me a kiss on my cheek before he goes, right? So I'm talking about these things. And if something comes in mind, you can share in the chat. Like I gave you a lot of example, and you could share with me in the chat that what is something that your partner did recently that genuinely surprised you, right? Or that made you feel really good about yourself. Now tell me something that you can remember last year, what was something that surprised you? I'm sure it's not the same thing. Last year, maybe you wanted an iPhone, and when you got that, you were like, wow, this is like superb. I'm so happy to get an iPhone, right? But this year, it could have been something very different. It could be for me, I think it's a protein powder dabba. If you would get me, I would really be happy and surprised to get it, right? So you catch my drift, right? So most of us believe, or we are conditioned to believe, that as we grow older or as we spend time together, our understanding deepens automatically, right? Like aged wine, so aged relationship, हमको अगर 10 साल 15 साल 20 साल हो गए हैं, तो we are like know each other and we have excellent understanding. But I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. And I want you to change this belief of yours if you are one of the person who is believing that this is what helps us, right? So what does time give us? Time gives us memories, but understanding each other requires curiosity. And with time, that usually dips because we wear a filter, we wear a chashma, right? We wear it and say, ki bhai, I know everything about this person. We wear this chashma, and from this only we look at the other person. But memories and what the great time that you had and understanding your partner, these are two very, very different things. They are not same, right? I'm not saying, yeah. So let's hear what Suchita is saying. He called 3 times to just inform he's changing his job. Earlier, if I didn't pick in one go, he would react. Now, as I'm working upon my energy, things seem better. Yeah, so beautiful, Suchita. Thank you for working on yourself. And I hope that you get some strategies that you can directly implement after you finish this session, because I'm giving you hands-on tools and understanding that I actually teach in my 8-month program. But I'm giving you a synopsis because you all are here and you are ready to receive this. That's the reason you are getting it ready, cooked like Maggie for you right now. Okay. So what happens? I'm not saying that we have stopped caring or we have stopped loving or respecting the other person. It simply means that we have not upgraded our relationship software. Life became busy, things became more priority, and every phase of life does have a different priority, right? When you are newly married, there is a different priority. When you are courting, there is a different priority. When you become parents, you have a different priority. When you are wanting to progress in your career, you have different priority, right? What we become good at is living together. That is a given, right? We become very good at living together, knowing what nuances of each other works in our favor. That's something that we become good at when we have been in a long-term relationship. I would claim we remember birthdays, anniversaries, or we are reminded, both the things, but then we do celebrate these things with, each other. Family responsibilities. If there is like somebody sick and we need to take care, whether it's my mother, whether it's, my spouse's mother, we both are equally dividing those responsibilities. But what happens in all these things that is happening, and life happens around us, right? It doesn't stop for us to catch up. It doesn't stop for us to take a breath and say, hey, give me a minute, right? And it's our job to take that minute, but life doesn't give us, is what I'm saying. And then somewhere in middle of managing life and discovering, all these new things that life is throwing at us, we stop being curious about the person that you are living with, right? And that's the attention, that's the agenda that I want to bring to each one of you. Definitely, I'm not talking, don't believe anybody who talks about perfect couple, okay? I will make you a perfect couple. No. And don't believe anybody who tells you that you can avoid every argument. You will never have arguments in your life, never have disagreements. These are not two topics that I will ever talk about, because we are somebody who have these things and it is ever evolving definition. You could be arguing about different things and disagreeing on different things in the past. Now you will have newer topics, newer things, right? If maybe earlier you were talking about which movie to, watch and disagree over that, now you may be disagreeing over which OTT subscription to buy. So that may change, but it's going to be like, these are always evolving, and you will have these things in your life. There is no perfection, right? But what we can work on is explore how two people can continue knowing each other as and individual changes, right? I may be becoming more spiritual, my husband may be becoming more technical, but can I be curious about what he's doing, and can he be curious about what I am doing, right? It's not that we have to become embody each other's evolutions, no, but curiosity, that's the word. Can I explore? Can I listen? Can I ask him questions to know this version of him better, right? But most of the times this is the very thing that gets derailed in the relationships. We say good morning, good night, we talk about aaj kya hua, ya even logistically, bill bhar dena, electricity ka bill bhar dena, ye kar dena, wo kar dena, whatever, like and in all this, I would say that we are very careful, we are not careless, right? But what we get careless about is how do we keep this curiosity and exploration on, right? What happens? Yeah, आज खाने में क्या है, क्या बनाऊं खाने में? Yes, that's the biggest universal question that every household has. Like if a question were to get a award of being number one, I think this is the question, right? But what I'm talking about is our mind has a tendency to make memory maps, right? Because we have limited RAM. We may have a lot of memory access to us, but we have limited processing power of it. So when you were to drive for the first time to a new place, you would be about we're very careful about which turn to take, watching the map carefully when you put Google Maps. But the fifth time that you visit that place, you drive to that place, you will know, right? You will know when to turn, you will know what to expect, which flyover to take, because your mind has already made a map for you. It has created a shortcut, because this shortcut conserves energy. Okay, are you guys with me, everybody? Yeah. Okay, tell me, what is one mind map that you make about yourself? कौन सी चीज कहाँ रखी है, फोन कहाँ रखा है, कौन सा चार्जर कहाँ लगना है, राइट? सो मेनी माइंड मैप्स वी क्रिएट. फ्रिज के कौन से शेल्फ में क्या जाता है? For women, you will understand how that works, right? For men, I guess, where do my office bag go? You would know that. Where do my shoes go? Or where do I kind of, keep my, not getting the words, but I'm thinking what else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keeping my
men, you can share
papers,
with me.
papers, document, insurance, गाड़ी के कागजात, घर के
Correct.
कागजात,
Correct.
all those kind of stuff, I guess, right?
And this is not to say that women don't manage in all of these things, but I'm just giving some examples for you to relate, right? Thank you so much, Yukti. So these shortcuts help us, they conserve energy, right? So same way, like how you make shortcuts about things around you, right? Or you fix your routines around, one task after another. Same way, strangely, but truly, what we do is our brain starts filling the blanks. It creates shortcuts for these relationships also. What do I mean? So we stop observing and start assuming. Before we have a conversation, before I have a conversation, I will think, ये तो he always reacts like this. He will not agree. मुझे ही करना है. How many of you can relate to these? Right? ये तो सुनती ही नहीं है. I know she will always be late. These are very common social examples that I am giving, and I'm sure if you make a list of this, you will have 10 things that you will have 10 statements right now about your husband, which you can, list down, and about your wife that you can list down. But you know what? Sometimes you are right, right? You have data to make these assumptions. If 10 times in the past I took time to get ready, to tie my sari or whatever, you have data. But does that mean that every single time that we have to need go out, or every single time that I went out, I was late? No. It's not an absolute, it's not an always statement, but it saves time for the brain. It's not your fault. Okay, it's brain's fault. Can you train your brain? Yes. Right? Okay, let's talk about this. Imagine that you are meeting one of your dear friends, like best friend from college or school. Okay, imagine, get their face in front of you. You can close your eyes and think how they talk, what they wear, right? You could do this visually. So, and how do they come and greet you? Do they give you a hug? Are they like, beaming from here to here? You can put all these pictures very easily about your best friend before you even met them. Even if you have not met them in the last 20 years, I can guarantee you that when you think about them, you know how they look, how they talk, how they make you feel, right? And we go and meet them with this picture in our head, right? Like the Aadhaar card photo. You go with that picture, and when you meet them, after you start talking, you realize that what they talk about is so boring. Or you don't relate to that topic at all. This is not the person that you were best friends with. She just complains. Or he only talks about AI. He just talks about how much money he has made. She just talks about how much she has grown in her business. Yeah, because life had changed for them, right? Life changes everybody. But also, let me tell you, when you meet a friend, you may find them boring or you may find them very interesting, but the topics that you had and the Aadhaar card, that image you had, becomes a passport copy now, right? But you will accept that this is the same person, because we expect friends to change, and it is easy for us to accept that my friend has changed. But it's very hard to extend the same invitation to our partners. We want them to be that person whom we had liked. And I want him to be that person only for me. If I like my husband because he is very generous with his time, because he is very, helping in nature, I want that trait for myself. I don't want him to do Samaj Seva. Because if he is the same person that I liked and he extends that, and usually people do, if I am somebody who's caring, I will be caring not just for one person. It's hard. Then that's a false trait. How can I be just caring for one person? Right? It's a false trait. I'm just putting that show so that you can like me and I can have something from you. Right? But if your husband or your partner is caring, and they will extend this caring to go do that community service, right? To do that community service, to go and help that neighbor whose mother needs to be taken to hospital. But what do we think in our mind? क्या जरूरत है? Hmm? Think about this. I want you to think about this question. What is one assumption that you have made about your partner all this while? Right? What is one assumption that you have made about your partner all this while and you are still carrying it? And if you are free to share it in the chat. Husna, well, you bring this question later when we are doing the Q&A section, and I will answer that for you. Okay? So let's talk about where and what this means. Let me tell you in psychology terms now. So psychology has a beautiful idea called differentiation, right? The word actually means what it means in English. And the idea is very simple. What does it mean? A healthy relationship is not built by two people becoming the same. It is built by two people continuing to become themselves. So, while remaining emotionally connected. It's built by two people continuing to become themselves while remaining emotionally connected. Not to become same. Right? What does that mean? I don't have to become your version of happiness for us to stay close. It also means that I don't need you to stop growing just because your growth looks different from mine. Right? And these two statements, if you make a note, I want you to write this down. What it is? A healthy relationship is not built by two people becoming the same. Make a note of it. It is built by two people continuing to become themselves while remaining emotionally connected. That space that difference, that sweet and sour, two different flavors, is what keeps the relationship happy, healthy, and thriving. This is true respect that we are talking about. Okay, would you guys like to know 3 habits that reduce understanding over time? Okay, before that, tell me, how long have each one of you been married, if you are married? How many years? I'll repeat the statement, Anjan. First, tell me how long each one of you is married. 23 years, Husna, same pinch. 22 years, almost there, Yukti. Anybody else? 13 years. Lucky number, Amit. Achal, 17. Oh, just getting into teenage now. 24 years. Thanks, Ravi, Achal, Amit, Husna, Yukti for sharing. Others, I'm assuming that you are not married. 14. If you are in a relationship, situationship, living together, I'm open. Okay, so you can share those numbers also. Marriage doesn't mean that it is a thread tying ceremony, really. 45 years, wow. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but Bhikhalal, right? Sujata, 20. Shwetlina, 15. Excellent. Excellent. Right? So would you like to know 3 habits that quietly reduce understanding over time? 3 things. Yeah, give me yes in the chat. Yeah, okay. I think the first one you guys know, but I'll still point it out. The first one is assumption. That's a buzzkill for anything and everything. Okay. First one is assumption. We stop asking because we think we already know. First one is assumption. You can make a note of this. And next time, ask yourself a question. I am assuming or I'm curious and asking. Right? This is a deterrent for a great relationship. I'm not calling it perfect. I'm calling it great because that's a possibility. You could reach to a great relationship and define it what means great for yourself. Right? The second habit. Any guesses? What is the second habit? No. Okay. The second is seeing role instead of the person. Husband, wife, father of my child, son-in-law to my mother. Second is seeing them as roles instead of person. What that does is when you will stop looking at your partner as your partner or the person that you love and call them papa, mummy, instead of, like, if you have kids, a lot of parents, couples start doing that. And I don't know where it comes from. And I am also guilty of doing that in the past. But it becomes like that, right? And what that does is, yeah, even like not just these roles. Let me give you more. So provider, caretaker, housewife, cook, driver, right? Grandparents. Yeah. What does that do? We become so familiar with the role that we forget the person behind it. भाई उसके भी फीलिंग्स हैं, उसके भी थॉट्स हैं, आपने उसको एक रोल में डाल दिया, उसको इस ग्लास में डाल दिया, बोले कि आप यही हो, right? You want to know the third one? Were these two interesting? Okay, let me tell me that first. Did you expect these two to come up as habits? First one was assumption. The second one was putting them into a role. Okay, thank you for saying no. Third, right? Third is that your appreciation, you compliments, the way you speak to them, the way you appreciate also needs to evolve. हम सब छरहरे थे जब शादी हुई थी, right? Both partners were like this. That's like a general population assumption that I'm saying. You cannot keep complimenting about looks after 15-20 years of marriage. You could do that, but the expectation that your partner will look like, their 12th grade marks card is wrong. Both for men and women, not for any gender, right? So your appreciation also needs to evolve along with what your relationship is evolving. The words that made your partner feel valued 20 years ago may not be the words they need today. If 20 years ago I wanted to hear that, wow, you're doing so well in your career, and you kind of got that promotion, maybe now I don't want to be valued and appreciated for that. I want to be valued for, I am taking care of my health now. I am making sure that I remain healthy for all of us at home. So 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever you were appreciating your partner for, I hope you're doing that. Okay, that's given. And if you are not doing that, that's the biggest. Please write it in capital in your notebook. Appreciate. ऐसा बड़ा बड़ा लिख लेना. Okay? If you are not appreciating, that's the first thing. Fake it till you make it. Okay? Appreciate your partner. Look into their eyes. Say thank yous. Say that you are, looking good. Appreciate their effort. Say that you are taking, you brought good mangoes from bazaar. Simple things like that. Appreciate. Now, add another layer to it, saying that 20 years ago or 20 years ago, whatever they feel they would like as appreciation, that also need to upgrade. Your appreciation, your compliments need to become the 2026 version. Okay? Now I will leave you, not leave you, the session is not ending, but I'm leaving you with a question that you will note down and keep on thinking about. That what is one assumption that you have been carrying about your partner? That's the question that I was saying that time. Somebody asked to repeat. Yeah, Anchal, you asked me to repeat, right? This was the statement. What's one assumption you have been carrying about your partner? That's what I want you to write it down and build on that list. Start with one and I'm sure you will get a lot more. Okay. So I'm sure you all are thinking कि ये बहुत कुछ सुन लिया. How do I do this? Are you guys thinking, how do I do this? How do I update our understanding? Yeah. Okay. First thing, it doesn't require you to buy a Mercedes. You could buy it for me if you want, but no, that's not what it requires. But it requires being present. अगर मैं पूरा सेशन ऐसे लेती अभी आपके साथ में, yeah, 3 important habits that have to be done. First is assumption. Second is, how does it feel? Keep this away. Okay. And have a present conversation, present gestures. Look at the person. That's the first thing that you could do to fix any issues that you are having in the, relationship. Look at that person. Yeah. Don't ignore them. Make them feel seen. Yeah. Hardworking for family is a adjective. Yeah. That's an assumption. Is that what you're responding? Okay. And I'm not talking about conversations about कि भिंडी ले आना, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बिल भर देना, गैस खत्म हो गई है, स्कूल की बस मिस हो गई है. This is not what I'm talking about. These are important. These do fill our day. But what I'm talking about is make the other person seen. And कोई आपको नया लैंग्वेज सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई नया तरीका सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है. सिर्फ किसी के फेस को देख के बात करना है, आपके पार्टनर को देख के बात करना है, right? And if you want some questions, I can give you, and you can use your versions of it. कि क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारे दिमाग में? What has been on your mind lately? You could ask this question. What are you looking forward to? अरे जून खत्म हो रहा है. How do you think your half year was? I know these questions sound abstract, but they do work. Ask about vacations. Where do you want to go? Ask about how does your partner think the kid is doing? We all have our own assumptions and we kind of, have a theory, but ask them, क्या चल रहा है life में? Is there anything difficult in your life that I don't know about? Make them comfortable to share, right? Notice that none of these questions are about solving a problem. You are not solving anything for them. It's all about making them feel seen and heard. They're about understanding this version of of your partner. How are we doing on time, Yukti?
You can continue, no issue. Yeah.
I don't have
How much,
much,
like
only
10
about,
minutes? Huh.
yeah, 10
10 minutes,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we could take
Yeah.
some questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you could build your own questions, but ask questions which make the person feel seen and heard. That's the agenda. That's all. Look at them, hold their hand, keep that hand on the shoulder, take a picture. I don't understand why people shy away from taking photos. ऐसे ऐसे क्यों खड़े होते हैं आप लोग? Why? Think of these things. These are very simple chota chota behaviors which we do without even realizing that we are doing this. Look at your behaviors, look at your day, how it is going to be, how do you appear in front of your partner in the whole day? Just scan one day, you will know. Is this useful so far? Are you guys with me? Yeah, sincere and dedicated for our happiness. That's the work. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing. Yeah. See, the idea is that you take away some action points for you to go start using them, get some knowledge that could turn into a process for you as soon as you leave this session. I cannot fix your life in a 60-minute session. That's not possible. However, you could always set up time with me, take my free clarity call and see if we are a good fit to work one-on-one together. I offer both relationship coaching and career coaching. Both are my niche because I am somebody who has studied psychology to become a relationship coach, and I have lived 23 years in a corporate life. So I know how it works, each and every nuances, right? So let's take out your notebooks and pens. I hope that each one of you is having them. So एक चीज तो गांठ बांध लो कि अगर आप कुछ अटेंड कर रहे हो तो बिना नोट्स के ये पूरा एंटरटेनमेंट। जैसे हम मूवी थिएटर जाते हैं और नोटबुक एंड पेन नहीं लेके जाते हैं क्योंकि हमको मालूम है कि हम पॉपकॉर्न खाने जा रहे हैं। बट इफ यू आर अटेंडिंग एनी पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट सेशन, चाहे वो पॉडकास्ट हो, चाहे वो वीडियो हो, चाहे वो कोर्स हो, रिकॉर्डेड हो, लाइव हो, फेस टू फेस हो, टेक नोट्स बिकॉज रेपिटेशन इज द की ऑलवेज। हम अपने बच्चों को तो बहुत कन्वीनियंटली बोल देते हैं कि 4 बार पढ़ना वो चैप्टर, तभी जो है तुम्हारे दिमाग में जाएगा। But then we forget to take that advice for ourselves. In fact, look at all the advices that you give to your kids and see where you are applying them and how can you apply them, right? Okay, thoda serious ho gaya. Let's bring the, this thing back to what we were doing. I want you to take out your notebook and pen and write down one way, right? One way that you have changed in the last 5 years or 2 years that your partner may not fully know. Write down one way you have changed in the last 5 years that your partner may not fully know. It could be about parenting, it could be about health, it could be about your thinking, right? You may like BJP now, you would have liked Congress in the past. So that's a change. And your partner may not fully know about that. That's just an example that I'm giving because it's relatable. This is the first task. राइट डाउन कहाँ आप चेंज हो गए हैं और आपके पार्टनर को शायद ये फुली नहीं मालूम है, और अब जब वो बात निकलती है तो आपको या तो बुरा लगता है या आप अवॉइड करते हो या हर्ट फील करते हो। Either you get hurt when this topic comes or you think कि इतना भी नहीं मालूम तुमको, right? If these are the thoughts, then that's the conversation that I want you to note down. Write down, second one, write down one question you genuinely want to ask your partner when you see them next. One question that you can ask your partner when you see them next. एक चीज जो आपके बारे में, जो आप उनके बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, right? If I were to frame this question for my husband, I would really like to know what is going on in his professional life that is keeping him so, like, he keeps awake in the night, and I know I am not the reason. So I want to know, and that's one genuine question that I want to ask him, that why is it so hard for you to fall asleep nowadays? Think of that one question. Hmm? And then this is a task, not a question. Write down one small thing you will do this week. In fact, starting today. See if you can do it today because it's weekend, to help your partner feel more valued. One small thing you will do this week to help your partner feel more valued. You know what making somebody feel valued means, right? Just give me yes or no, and then I will explain if it is needed. Okay. Are you guys still with me? सो गए सब लोग या चाय वाय पीने चले गए? Yeah.
Very much.
Okay, I think I am towards the end of the session. Let's take a picture. So whoever is here, please come on camera. Let's take a photograph. I want to preserve this memory. So for me, please come on the camera. Let's put in gallery mode. Okay. I see some of you. Giving them another minute. आ जाओ कैमरे पे आ जाओ. As you are, where you are, you can come on the camera. If you are feeling uncomfortable, just be like this so that I can see your face only. Okay? Let's take a picture. Thank you so much for coming on the camera. Give me a second. I'll take one more. Processing. 1 second. Okay, now before I answer Q&A, tell me in the chat, how was the session for you? What are your takeaways? I don't want to hear good, fine. Yeah, you can criticize. I'm okay with that. Perfectly all right. If you hated it, I want to know. And stop using words like good, great. अच्छा बना है. ठीक ही था. Yeah, great session. Thanks, Amit. Thank you for being with me. Touch the corners of relationship where really needed. Helpful. Small things improve relationship. Yes, they do. See, the point is we all want our relationships to work. ठीक है ना? हमको बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होती है ये चीजें. आप 10 घंटा शायद ऑफिस में काम करते हो, 10 घंटा शायद बिजनेस में काम करते हो, बट बाकी पूरा टाइम घर पे अपने रिलेशनशिप्स के साथ में स्पेंड करते हो. एंड आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग ओनली अबाउट योर पार्टनर और स्पाउस. आई एम ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट द रिलेशनशिप विथ योर पेरेंट्स, विथ योर sisters, siblings, brothers, mama, mommy, whoever. Relationships are very important. Human beings need them to be able to feel कि yes, I'm living. और इसलिए रिलेशनशिप्स के ऊपर काम करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होता है. एंड वॉट एवर यू लर्न टूडे, वॉट एवर नोट्स दैट यू आर टेकिंग, दीज रूल्स अप्लाई टू एनी रिलेशनशिप. मम्मी को जाके बोलो, पापा को जाके बोलो, if they are with you, remember that how what a big blessing they are, right?
Awesome. Thank you, Madhulika. So, everyone, I would like you all to do us a favor. What is the favor? The favor is this is live on YouTube, and I truly want you all to go and tell us that what is Your biggest learning and takeaway that you would like to implement right away. Makes sense, everyone. See, she has, Madhulika has come. She has taken her time out, weekend. She doesn't need to, but she's here. So I want you all to go to the YouTube channel, Yoga with Yuktanas. And you can actually, I'm going to give you the link. And please do share what have been your biggest learning and takeaway. In fact, I would also like to invite, and I'm opening the forum for Q&A as well as sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have
So though
one
you have,
last paragraph to share.
yeah, sure, sure.
So before we end, think about the number you gave it your relationship at the beginning, right? Everybody
Yes.
gave a number, right? I just want to close that loop. So I was not expecting that number to change by the end of the session, right? That was not something that you would also you would also have expected. But what I want you to think, or what matters, is whether you leave, like once you leave from today, can you have one new conversation with your partner, or with your, any relationship that's significant for you? Just one conversation, one new conversation. Because let me reiterate, history and understanding is not the same thing. Knowing someone's past does not mean that we know them today. With that, I think we can open the floor for Q&A. Thank you, Yukti. You can lead the questions or however you want to do it.
Okay, first of all, everyone, can we have a huge hearts? Can you all send huge hearts to Madhulika? Yeah. What a flow. Wonderful flow. What a deep, insights that we have got beyond the PPTs or things. But yeah, very deep. These are small, deep nuggets, I would say. And I have taken a lot of notes, and I have even posted those notes in my community WhatsApp group also. And many of you are already posting it also. So you can also contribute, everyone. In fact, you can, whatever the notes you have taken, I would highly encourage you that you also go and post in a community group so that let everyone benefits. I would also love to see if I miss something, you can certainly contribute to that. So please go and post in WhatsApp group. Plus, this is the link that I have shared. Please do share there also. Don't miss to share this link with anyone, like whosoever you feel would be beneficial. Please do share this link. You can also connect to Madhulika. I'll share her details so that you can always connect to her. I would highly recommend to go and check out her Instagram page also. Huh? That's a very nice and very deep, post that she made. Madhu, please help us with your Instagram account now. I would love them also
Yeah,
to
one
keep a
second.
check on
Yeah, I'm
them.
there on LinkedIn and
Okay.
Instagram, two platforms.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
just find me there. Just give me a second, I'll share.
Okay, so Chitra says, I have taken a positive point to be curious about my spouse. Yeah, that's a wonderful point, no doubt. We keep on assuming that, yeah, this is the way they are. Sujata says, doing one thing for the partner to make him feel valued. Very nice, beautiful. Love the
And do
session.
share
Thank you,
with us. Like
Sujata.
we could build a repository of, the how do you make somebody feel valued?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. And do share that what is the one thing, Sujata and everyone, that what is the one thing that you're gonna do for your partner so that they feel valued. बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आपने कर दिया और फिर उसके बाद आप खुद सोचने बैठ जाओ कि अरे मेरे लिए कब होगा when will I feel valued, हाँ?
तुरंत वापस आना जरूरी नहीं है, हाँ?
राइट तो उसके लिए मैं कहूंगी कि आप अपने लिए कुछ ऐसा करो so that you feel valued yourself. Okay, so do for others and do for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
both are separate entities emotionally attached.
And you both must grow, as she has beautifully said that in relationship it is the two identity growing together while remaining emotionally connected, right? That's such a wonderful thing, I would say. Yeah, so we are opening now Q&A. If you have questions, you can either message here in chat box or raise your hand, and we would love to bring you here on screen, and you can ask your questions on screen also. Usna, you had some question earlier. If you're here, you can unmute and speak, or you can post here. I have been positive for my relationship last 24 years of
If
marriage.
nobody has
Amazing.
questions, then either
Yeah.
I have taught very well or it all went like
सर के ऊपर से.
everything just slided, above the head.
Okay, so Chita has some question, I guess. Boundary setting need to know boundary setting. What's exactly your question, Suchita? I'm unmuting
Yeah,
you. Can you
Suchita,
speak?
you'll have to, because
Yeah,
boundary is a very vast topic. So if you can
yeah. What exactly is your
pinpoint what
question?
exactly would you like to know?
It's a very nice question. And am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Can I
basically,
spotlight her, Yukti? Yeah,
Hmm.
thank you.
two
Yeah.
daughters. I have two teen daughters, and can you hear me?
A little
Yes.
hard. Can you start now? Yeah.
I have two teen daughters. तो होता क्या है ना कि बच्चे बड़े हो गए हैं. The elder one is 23 and younger one is 19. और हस्बैंड का थोड़ा सा है कि मस्ती मजाक और टीजिंग वाला है जो बच्चों टाइप्स का होता है. तो बच्चे तो फिर भी मेच्योर्ड हो गए हैं बट उनकी मेच्योरिटी आई थिंक थोड़ा मच नीडेड है. तो उनको उसमें मजा आता है. तो समटाइम्स ऑन हिज फेस दे मतलब होता है ना कि दे आर एक्सेप्टिंग और वो बट रिलेशनशिप इज बिकमिंग बिटर
Because
क्योंकि
he is being playful.
कुछ भी मतलब एक होता है एप्रिसिएशन. लाइक माय एल्डर डॉटर वर्किंग लास्ट 1 year एज अ कैबिन क्रू. अभी मेरा कैमरा बंद था क्योंकि उसकी फ्लाइट थी तो उसको जाना था इसलिए आई वाज नॉट देयर. तो आप बच्चे को अप्रिशिएट तो कर नहीं रहे हो और आप कोई मौका छोड़ते नहीं हो उसको डिमीन करने के लिए.
So you mean he's sarcastic? That's what you're trying to say.
हाँ मतलब बहुत ज्यादा वो उनको हर्ट भी करे और जब वो हर्ट होते हैं या रिएक्ट करते हैं तो अरे मैं तो मजाक कर रहा था. ये काफी साल से है. इट वॉज हैपनिंग विथ मी. ठीक है. बट आई रोड ना मैं अपने ऊपर काम कर रही हूँ. आई हैव एक्सेप्टेड द सोल. उनके जो ट्रेड्स हैं आई हैव एक्सेप्टेड ऑल. मैं भी
So let me
मेंटरशिप
ask
में
you a question. Do your kids respond? Do they know how to respond?
या 90% दे आर. अभी एक दिन पहले की बात है. द यंगर डॉटर वॉज अपने पापा को समझा रही है कि आप दीदी के बारे में ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हो. वो आपकी बेटी है ना. आपको उसको अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए. उसको ये करना चाहिए. उसके बारे में वैसा क्यों बोलते हो. और फिर पता नहीं उन्होंने कुछ कुछ बोला. आई वॉज इन द किचन एंड समथिंग हैपेंड एंड शी वॉज क्राइंग. और उसके बाद फोन बंद हुआ एंड शी वॉज इन अनदर रूम क्राइंग. आई डेंट वेंट. मैं गई ही नहीं. नेक्स्ट डे मैं शांति से बैठ के उससे बात करी हूँ. बेटा क्या हुआ. दिस इज दिस. तो इट इज कंटिन्यूस हैपनिंग क्योंकि इट विल हेल्प टू ऑल द अदर सोल्स ऑल्सो. ये क्या है बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं लेकिन बहुत ही इम्पैक्टफुल होती हैं.
True. So, Suchita, first of all, kudos to you for asking this question and for managing it so well with your kid. Okay. अब दूसरी चीज. So, a lot of people have never been taught how to appreciate or engage in a constructive way. ठीक है ना. अब आपकी बेटी अपने पापा को सिखा रही है because she feels that he needs to hear it, right? तो कोई भी चीज जब हम किसी को सिखाते हैं ना 10 बार कम से कम. फर्स्ट टाइम नो, सेकेंड टाइम नो, थर्ड टाइम नो, फोर्थ फिफ्थ सिक्स सेवन टाइम, 10th टाइम ओके, 11th टाइम it will turn into a yes, a little less enthusiastic yes, 12th time, 15th time. कोई भी चीज किसी को भी अगर आप सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो उसको कम से कम 15 बार. And you have to keep your patience at the same time. Also, since he is not in the call, I would not kind of tell how to fix him because that's not the agenda. What you could do is next time when you are in the situation of receiving it, you become playful. Don't take it seriously. जैसे ही आप उसको सीरियसली लेना बंद कर दोगे उसकी जो एनर्जी है वो डिफ्लेक्ट हो जाएगी. आपको क्यों हर्ट होता है? अच्छा, अगर मैं बोलूँ आपसे कि आप अभी पाकिस्तानी हो, एकदम पाकिस्तानी जो लग रहे हो, पाकिस्तानी जैसे बात कर रहे हो, वुड यू एग्री विथ मी? व्हाई? बिकॉज यू नो इट्स नॉट योर ट्रुथ.
एक्चुअली मधु, मैं हर्ट नहीं हो रही हूँ। और
नहीं, मैं बोल रही हूँ कि अगर आप जो सामने वाला बोल रहा है उसमें अगर आपको बिलीफ है, कि आपको लगता है कि आप में है ये चीज, ये जो है, यू कुड फिक्स दिस अबाउट योर सेल्फ, दैट इज व्हेन द अदर पर्सन कैन टेल यू समथिंग टू हर्ट. बट if it is something that you don't believe about yourself at all, there is no way that that statement will land. So, आपका
इसमें
काम
होता
ये है कि you deflect it in such a way that it becomes playful. Stop giving it a serious energy.
मैं तो सीरियस नहीं हूँ बिकॉज ये टॉपिक है कि मेरे दिमाग में था कि इसको मैं कैसे और पॉजिटिवली लूं कि ये चीज
Exactly.
मैं एनर्जी से ही अपनी डॉटर को जहाँ होता है, बिकॉज आई वाज बहुत लाइटली मैं उसको ले रही थी, मैं उसको गई ही नहीं कि मुझे पता है जहाँ मैं एनर्जी डालूंगी वो बढ़ेगा। तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी में सब
Also, they need to learn how to deal with it themselves. So बच्चों
यार,
का तो खैर वो लोग अपना डील करना सीखेंगे ही. So since you are here, I would like to only talk about your experience. So only way to deflect this is that you have to become more playful about the whole thing. आप जिस दिन इसको सीरियसली लेना बंद कर दोगे, ये सीरियसनेस से हटके, it will become हाँ पापा तो बोलते हैं.
यस यस, आई डू अग्री। थैंक यू डियर। होता है ना कि
But you
चीजें
spoke
होती
about
हैं।
boundary, so I'm curious, how did you relate this incident to boundary?
बाउंड्री सेटिंग में जैसे वी लर्न ना कि मान लो आई एम अ गिवर सोल, राइट? तो डूइंग डूइंग बहुत करते हो और वो बंदे को आदत है आपके इतना करने का। तो फिर जैसे मैंने लिखा ना कि पहले मैं कॉल कॉल कर रही हूँ, इट हैपेंस विथ माय डॉटर आल्सो कि शी हैज मतलब वो पकड़ ली है कि अगर मैं पापा को तुरंत फोन नहीं उठाऊं, जैसे अगर वो वॉशरूम में है और कॉल देखे, दीदी आप प्लीज, मतलब वो उसके दिमाग में आ गया है कि
हम्म.
आप प्लीज पापा को रिस्पॉन्ड करो, अदरवाइज
हम्म.
पापा बुरा लग जाएगा, ऐसे। क्योंकि ही यूज टू, मतलब बहुत ही खराब उनका रिएक्शन होता था। तो
हम्म.
ये बच्चे के इसमें जा रहा है। अब देखो, माई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज टू एक्सेप्ट द पर्सन एज ही इज, ठीक है? बट एज अ मदर मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि मैं उधर भी एनर्जी नहीं दूं और इनके भी इसमें नहीं जाऊं, इसलिए मैं गई ही
Correct.
नहीं
I think
इमोशनली
you're
उसका।
doing already a fabulous job. The thing about boundaries is not whether you tell the other person कि तुमने ये बाउंड्री बनाई है और ये मेरा जो है दायरा है. It's about your own behavior when somebody tries to step in. Can you define that for yourself? आप क्या
लाइक,
करोगे अगर स्टेप एक अंदर आया, दूसरा अंदर आया, तीसरा अंदर आया, तो तीसरे स्टेप तक के आपके पास में होना चाहिए कि आप क्या करोगे.
जैसे मैंने लिखा ना कि अर्लियर आई यूज टू कॉल हिम, अगर कॉल मिस हो गया है तो बार बार, और वो मेरा फोन ब्लॉक भी कर देते थे। इट हैपेंस, बट वो उनका खुद का ट्रेट है,
Yeah.
वो बहुत
Since he is
करते
not
हैं।
here, we cannot, expect anything to be told to him really, and I will not take that stand in any way because
या
मेरी बात आपसे हो रही है तो आप ही मेरे जो है, like I can only talk to you and tell you about what you can do.
तो जब भी आती है बात बच्चों की, तो क्या कर रही है नहीं कर रही है, ऐसे ऐसे ही विल टॉक एंड इट इज जस्ट अ कैजुअल टॉक। एज अ पेरेंट जो हमारा होना चाहिए वो नहीं होता है। तो वहाँ पे कुछ चीजें होती हैं कि एज अ पेरेंट वी नीड टू डू ना, क्योंकि वहाँ रिलेशनशिप में फिर बच्चे बोलते हैं कि मम्मा रिलेशनशिप इज वेरी चैलेंजिंग। और अभी के पता ही है जेंजीज का, दे टॉक की शादी नहीं करना चाहिए, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, दीज थिंग्स आर देयर। सो
See, they will come up with their own solutions.
या, तो
So,
बाउंड्री सेटिंग मेरा क्वेश्चन यही है कि
mm,
हाउ, व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स आई शुड टेक कि मेरा सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट भी रहे, मैं खुद को रिस्पेक्ट भी दे रही हूँ, दैट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट। क्योंकि जैसे मैं खुद को समझूंगी वैसे ही सामने वाला मेरे से बिहेव करेगा। तो आई एम मेंटेनिंग, आई एम इन माई जोन। मुझे
परफेक्ट।
कुछ नहीं समझाना है, उनको कुछ नहीं बताना है, बट
आपने
मेरे में
सबको, खुद को तो सोल्यूशन दिया ही है, आपने सबको भी सोल्यूशन दे दिया है।
तो मुझे ईज में रहना है, मुझे छोटी छोटी
Okay.
चीजों को अभी
So
देखना
next
है।
time you feel ruffled, remember the number 15 rule. पहली बार नहीं, दूसरी बार नहीं, तीसरी बार नहीं, 15 बार आपको कोई काम करवाना है, पुट द आइडिया, पुट द सीड, गुठली गाड़ो पहले आम की, उसके बाद तो आम मिलेंगे।
गॉट इट।
और आम मिलने में टाइम लगता है।
या इट टेक्स टाइम, इट्स अ प्रोसेस।
See, you have
थैंक
identified what you need. That's the first win. You know how to regulate yourself. That's your second win. Third, you know how to regulate yourself around your kids. That's your third win. Fourth is you know how to deal with your kids' emotions. That's the fourth win. मैं तो मतलब आपको winner ही देख रही हूँ. 10 on 10 on your face for that.
यू। या आई एम अ विनर। ये बस था कि आई शुड
Totally.
कनेक्ट। थैंक यू सो मच। ग्रेट।
Oh, wow.
We have more time for questions. I think one
Yeah.
more question is
Yeah,
there.
I think there's one more question by Husna. What if the partner is caring for all but does not care the partner?
Husna, you want to come on camera? It is
Thank you,
easier to
Suchita. Thank you so
look
much.
at you.
Wonderful conversation.
Thank you, Suchita, for bringing that important question.
थैंक यू
Yeah.
देव।
Hello.
Great to have you, Husna.
Hi, ma'am. How are you, Yukti, ma'am? Great session.
So good to see you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the session was really nice and touchy. Here, my question is when the partner expects from you, like you have to be present when they are not well, like not in a good health. And same thing, it implies to me also. I expect that when I'm not well, I want my partner to be with me.
Have
Just
you
a
told?
caring word. Just a caring word.
That's what.
Since
Have
he
you
is
told?
a very caring person, as I've seen, he's present for everyone, and he's a very caring son, caring human being, I can say. Where
And
in
what?
my case, I
Hmm.
feel I am not being cared. Only
Hmm.
one time I really need him.
Yeah.
That's
Have you
the
asked
one.
directly?
I have not. No, I have spoken to him about this,
Hmm.
but he takes it in a different way. Like he's providing with me with the medicines. That is the care he's been giving me. Yeah.
Okay. First step is
Where?
to be grateful about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Grateful that he is taking care of so many other people in life.
True.
You don't have to do that, thankfully. Imagine एक जन की जगह अगर आपको 10 लोगों का जो है ख्याल रखना पड़ता. Okay. First thing is that. So I see that you are feeling hurt, feeling not seen in this whole process. आपके लिए जो उनकी केयरिंग की डेफिनेशन है आपकी डेफिनेशन से मैच नहीं करती है.
True. Yes.
So the work remains, Husna, to tell in clear words in different situations, not when you are already very, जब आप बीमार हो या जब आपको सच में जरूरत है तब आपके क्या होते हैं, इमोशंस बहुत हाई रन हो रहे होते हैं, राइट? सो and that time when you say it, it sounds like you are accusing the other person.
I understand.
So आपके conversations, 15 conversations, okay, सब लोग नंबर लिख लो 15. You will tell when you are calm. You will tell when you really don't need help. Try this.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Okay, I will try.
And you need to figure out what is your, so care word का मीनिंग मेरे लिए कुछ और होगा, युक्ति के लिए कुछ और होगा, आपके लिए कुछ और होगा, और
Yeah.
आपके हस्बैंड के लिए कुछ और होगा.
Might be. Right.
Okay. And also remember that when we are doing things for, like when we are in a relationship, when we are married, we take each other for granted a lot. Like I was
100%.
surprised that that word didn't come up when I asked you how do you define your relationship.
Yes.
Taking granted, that's the biggest thing that we do in a relationship, right? So what does that mean? कि आप जो काम करते हो उसके लिए आपको अप्रिसिएशन नहीं मिलता है, और वो जो काम करते हैं उनको उसके लिए आपसे अप्रिसिएशन नहीं मिलता है, जबकि सेम काम अगर वो बाहर किसी और के लिए करते हैं तो लोग तारीफ करते हैं.
Very true. Very true. I connect to you. But I'm really grateful. I see every small step he takes towards the family. I keep
Yeah.
giving the gratitude every day for every single thing, whatever is been given to us. I keep being like, I touch
शुक्र अदा
really
करो.
relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, relate to it, and I'm really thankful for it. I think before I never used to think about the small things that really matters, the things he's putting into the family, to the relationship, and everything. As I have started getting to know what efforts he's putting towards the family, every step, the way he works, whatever.
So
So I'm
beautiful.
grateful for that. I'm really grateful.
I
I
really wish that your husband hears you say this.
okay. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
thing that most of the time I am independent doing my duties, my work. Only time I need my husband as to be present only during the time when I fall sick. I really want him to be next to me.
Maybe you
Just
should
one
start
caring
telling
word,
him.
nothing much,
Yeah.
nothing else.
और
Yeah.
बी प्लेफुल. नो, छोटे बच्चे कैसे पकड़ के जो है पापा मत जाओ कैसे करके कैसे पकड़ते हैं?
I
See,
don't think so.
everybody, all of us need
He's
to
a
bring
child.
that child in us. Okay, whether we
Yeah,
are women, whether we are men, we become too serious in life as we grow up. किस लिए?
very correct.
क्या मेडल मिल रहा है भाई आपको? Look for ways to connect always. Don't shut the door by thinking कि ये connection workout नहीं कर रहा है, because that is not the reality.
Correct.
आप अफेक्शन दिखाओगे, आपको अफेक्शन मिलेगा, उनके स्टाइल में मिलेगा, बट मिलेगा.
We need to put in.
Yeah.
Thank you
First
so much.
debit,
Yeah.
first credit and then debit.
Okay.
Mm.
I think we have
बैंक
been
अकाउंट
giving
में डालो.
a lot all these years, right?
So I'll tell you
We need
one
to
very
put in.
interesting thing, Husna. So
Yeah.
there was this study done on होटल के जो एम्प्लॉयज होते हैं ना, जो क्लीनिंग स्टाफ होता है पूरा होटल का, जो सारे रूम्स क्लीन करते हैं सब कुछ, दे आर ऑन देयर फीट about 10 to 11 hours in a day. उनकी जितनी शिफ्ट होती है 10 to 11 hours a day, and if they were to wear a watch counting steps, they would be clocking more than 25,000 steps every day. Okay, but until they were told that what you are doing is exercise, they didn't even realize that they were exercising, that they are doing 25,000 steps in a day. You are smart, you can relate to my story.
Yeah. Got it.
सो आप दिन में कितना भी काम करते हो, यहाँ से वहां चलते हो, लेकिन जब तक अपने माइंड को और हार्ट को नहीं बोलोगे कि ये मेरा एक्सरसाइज है, आई एम काउंटिंग स्टेप्स.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for asking that beautiful question. So everybody, please figure out what is your definition of care, respect, love, because that's where your transformation starts.
Wonderful. Loved it. Thank you, Husna. Thank you so much for asking this wonderful question and truly loved it. Thank you for being here. One last question, if anyone has, you can share. Let me just check if there's any further more questions. You can quickly raise hand. Otherwise, if not, then we can. Okay. So how many of you would love to connect to Madhu to have some very deep conversation and talks as she has shared? I'm just gonna share with you all her. First thing is you can actually apply. I'm just releasing the form to receive her one-on-one connection. And yeah, thanks, Madhu. Thanks. I was just looking for that only. You can share your LinkedIn and Instagram also so that people can connect to you. Please do go and very wonderful post. She's very educative post she's doing, and do go and check out. I keep checking out. I keep getting it on my Insta feed. So this is one thing. Thank you, Suchita. So thank you so much, Madhu, for taking out time from your busy schedule. And here from all of us, we have a small and check
Yet
out.
very
I checking out,
heartful.
getting it on my Insta feed. So this is one thing, just like somewhere. Yeah. So yeah. I have deep appreciation and deep love and immense gratitude. And from all of us, here is a certificate of appreciation for, being here, educating us with a lot of love,
Thank you. That's very
sharing your
sweet.
valuable knowledge with us. Thank you so much, Madhulika.
Thank you.
Immense gratitude. I'll share it with you after
Yeah,
the
you can
session
email
also.
me. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
I'll.
having me here. I thoroughly enjoyed, and I hope everybody got something to take back with them. If not, if you were just, being here and not really fully listening until now, only take back these two words. One is curiosity, one is evolution. Just these
Yes,
are your two guiding words that you need after today's session. Keep the curiosity on in your relationship and evolve together.
thank you. Wonderful. Assumptions. So what I have been my learning is the same thing that you have said, curiosity. Yeah. So assumption, we make assumptions. So I was just wondering what are the assumptions I am making, what kind of a questions I can ask from my partner, and I think I know already. I would like to, I think, ask that uh, what are your fears, current fears, and what are your truest, deepest desire? This is my very, I think, yeah, what is that, given that you don't have to do anything, what is, like, you don't have to work for family because he is a family man, he's a true sense family man, uh, what he can do. So I'm actually very curious. This question has come to me when you have asked us to do that exercise.
Oh, so because
So
we
this
don't
has
think in these terms ever, and it's
to.
important to do that at least once in a while.
Yeah. And you know what I told myself at that time? Somewhere I know what is his truest, deepest desire and, what are his fears. I know. But then I realized the rule number one, that is don't assume, you know?
So, yeah,
So,
I mean, if you are on LinkedIn, you will read a post where I wrote about, I made coffee for my husband. He drinks black coffee, and we had some guests. So I was serving them chai, and he said, "Will you give me coffee?" So I gave him coffee, and I sat down, and he says, "This is too hot. Why did you heat it for 1.5 minutes?" And I was like, "I know how to make your coffee. What are you saying?" And I didn't say it loud, thankfully. So this is the post that I wrote, and then I was like, okay, what happened, I asked. So he said, you guys have already started drinking. If you give me this hot coffee, I cannot finish it. So then I said, but I'm heated that much, usually. He says, yeah, that time I'm sitting at my office desk, I need more hot coffee to be able to drink it for longer duration. So I didn't assume, even though my mind immediately said, I know how to make your coffee.
all things wonderful. Mhm.
So yeah, live example. Coffee is like everyday
Right.
thing, right?
True. True. So yeah, this has been some of my learning and takeaways, very deep
Thank you
learning, I
so
would say,
much. Thank
and
you.
reflections. So thank you so much, Madhu, for being here and enlightening us. And somewhere deep in our heart, we all resonate and we all, connect with whatever you have shared with us with respect to relationship. You have given actually a very different kind of perspective to us, that our appreciation is changing. How we must change our appreciation. So that was new for me, kind of to reflect on, okay, this is, yeah, am I doing that? That was another question for me to reflect at the same time itself.
Yeah.
And assumption, I really like that also. And yeah, he's also playing different roles. So I can very well share that there was a time when I used to feel that he has time for everyone except me. I'm talking about the older Yukti.
Mhm.
He has time for everyone except me. Now it's a different story altogether. Now I understand that what he is doing, what I am doing, and I'm completely okay in my secure zone, you can say, because earlier I wasn't much. Now I'm in a secure zone if he is devoting time as a father with the kids, or as a family person with the parents and in-laws and everything. So this has also got me into reflection. So everything that you have shared somewhere, there was at my end, a kind of reflection was also going on. So thank
A
you
very
so
good
much.
student, Yukti.
Yeah,
Front
that's
bencher.
what.
Front bencher student.
I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation today, and I hope everyone has got amazing
Someone.
benefits out of it. Please do implement it. Please do let us know what is the one thing you would like to do so that your partner feel valued, and do that for yourself also. Something that you want to do for yourself also. Don't wait for him to make you feel valued.
That's a
Remember
different
that,
topic
right?
altogether. Can somebody
Yes,
make me
yes.
feel something? Yeah,
Okay,
ask,
to go on a walk with him. Yeah.
ask. आज
Ask
नहीं,
and you
कल
shall
नहीं, 15
receive.
बार पूछो.
उस तरह.
Remember the number 15. That's your key.
Yeah, 15. Amazing. Thank you, Madhu. Thank you so much. And I'll share with you the certificate also. So we are about to close. So everyone keep your videos on. Let's take few deep breaths as we close. Are you all ready for the breath? Take a pause and breathe, everyone. Yeah, you all can keep your videos on and let's think in. Take a deep breath and breathe out. It's like you are anchoring. Whatever you have learned, it is getting anchored in your mind and thappa lagana jaise, right? Give yourself a pause. You can revise few things, or you maybe curiously ask yourself, what is that I have learned and what is that I would love to implement? And how you all feeling now? And I'm very curious to know that how you all are feeling. So take a moment, pause, breathe, connect to your breath. And how does this whole conversation has contributed to you? What has what this conversation has brought to you in your heart? How does it make you feel? Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in. Full expansion of your belly. Exhale. Let your belly goes off. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Keep your chest relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. Gradually, you can rub your palms, take it to your eyes, and gradually open your eyes. Take a deep breath in and stretch your arm. And as you breathe out, bring your palms at the heart center, shoulders rolled back, and just say, I'm grateful to my breath. I'm grateful to my healthy body, mind, and soul. I'm grateful to this beautiful conversation, grateful to our eminent host, Madhulika. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I'm truly grateful to each and everyone who is present live in this call, as well as anyone who is watching it later. May this conversation bring you a lot of insights, guidance, love, happiness, peace, and fulfillment. Gratitude. Thank you, everyone. I'll close the call and see you all. We have two sessions lined up today. 6 p.m. We have our regular Saturday evening YouTube live class. I've posted the details. Please do go check out. Take a quick chai break and then come meet me at 6 p.m. And then 7:30 we have today a powerful breathwork practice under breath mastery. We are doing conscious connected breathwork practice. So I would love to see you all. This is a space for you to be you. Thank you. So would love to sign off with Madhulika. Thank you so much, Madhulika. Take care, stay blessed, breathe wellness in
Thank
abundance.
you. Each
Thank
one
you.
of you have been a lovely audience. Thank you for having me here, Yukti. It has been a pleasure. Have a great
Thank
weekend,
you.
everybody. Bye.
Yeah. Happy birthday.